Law of negligence, case laws. Numerous case laws have shaped and defined the principles of negligence in legal systems around the world. These cases represent a small selection of landmark decisions that have influenced the development of negligence law. Each case has contributed to the establishment of legal principles, the refinement of standards of care, and the clarification of the elements necessary to establish a claim of negligence. Here are some landmark case laws that have played a significant role in the development of the law of negligence. Donahue v. Stevenson, 1932. Palsgraf v. Long Island Railroad Company, 1928. Donahue v. Stevenson, 1932. Let's examine the concept of the law of negligence through the case of Donahue v. Stevenson, 1932, which played a pivotal role in shaping modern negligence law. Fact: in 1928, Mrs. Donahue and her friend went to a restaurant in Paisley, Scotland. Her friend ordered ginger beer for her. Because the ginger beer came in an opaque bottle, Donahue could not see the contents. After drinking some of the drink, Donahue poured more ginger beer into the glass and discovered a rotten snail in the bottle. This caused her to go into shock and develop gastroenteritis. Donahue decided to sue David Stevenson, the manufacturer of ginger beer, for negligence. Issue: the main legal issue in the case is whether Mr. Stevenson owed a duty of care to Mrs. Donahue, who had not directly purchased the ginger beer. This raises important questions about companies' duty of care towards customers and the concept of negligence. Importance of the decision. Donahue v. Stevenson is important for economic development. Negligence and tort law. The decision of the House of Lords established the modern concept of the duty of care and formed the basis of the principle of negligence. Legal analysis and ruling. In his judgment, Lord Aiken declared the famous citizen's right that people should take reasonable care to avoid actions or omissions that may be thought to endanger one's neighbor. Producer's responsibility. The case established that manufacturers owe a duty of care to consumers. This principle changed the law of liability by holding companies responsible for the safety of their products. And the feature rule. Before Donahue v. Stevenson, the privity rule limited liability to parties in a contract. This case marked the end of that rule in negligence cases, allowing individuals who were not in a direct contractual relationship with a defendant to bring a claim for negligence. Development of tort law. The case contributed significantly to the evolution of tort law, emphasizing the protection of individuals from harm caused by the negligent acts or omissions of others. Precedent for negligence claims. The case of Donahue v. Stevenson has become the most important precedent for negligence claims in England and in other jurisdictions. Courts worldwide have cited and applied the principles established in this case when addressing issues of duty of care and negligence. Consumer protection. The ruling reinforced the idea that consumers have a right to expect that the products they purchase are safe for consumption, and manufacturers must take reasonable steps to ensure the safety of their products. Donahue v. Stevenson not only has a direct impact on product and negligence law. This is an important situation that affects legal thought and forms the basis of torture law, especially in terms of preventing customers in terms of duty of care and duty of protection. Palsgraf v. Long Island Railroad Company, 1928. Facts. On August 24, 1924, Helen Palsgraf was waiting at a Long Island Railroad station in New York. Two men attempted to board a moving train, and in the process, one of them dropped a package containing fireworks. The fireworks exploded, causing a scale at the other end of the platform to fall and injure Palsgraf. She filed a lawsuit against the Long Island Railroad Company for the injuries she sustained. Issues. The key legal issue in Palsgraf v. Long Island Railroad Company was whether the railroad company could be held liable for injuries that were not foreseeable based on the actions of its employees. The case dealt with the concept of proximate cause and raised questions about the scope of a defendant's liability in negligence cases. Importance of ruling. The ruling in Palsgraf v. Long Island Railroad Company is significant for its clarification of the proximate cause and foreseeability principles in negligence law. It established the concept that liability is limited to the foreseeable consequences of an action, and a defendant is not responsible for unforeseeable harm. Proximate cause and foreseeability. Chief Judge Benjamin N. Cardozo, in his majority opinion, articulated the principle that liability in negligence requires a proximate cause, and foreseeability is a crucial element. The defendant is only liable for harm that is reasonably foreseeable based on their actions. Limited scope of liability. The ruling emphasized that liability cannot be extended infinitely. A defendant is not responsible for all consequences that may result from their actions. Instead, they are liable for the foreseeable consequences. Precedent for foreseeability. Palsgraf has been cited in numerous cases as a leading precedent for the foreseeability requirement in negligence. Courts use the principles established in this case to determine the scope of liability in various scenarios. Impact on negligence law. The decision had a lasting impact on negligence law, influencing the development of the proximate cause doctrine. It clarified that the foreseeability of harm is a crucial factor in establishing a causal link between a defendant's actions and the resulting injury. Discussion of policy considerations. Justice Cardozo's opinion delved into policy considerations, emphasizing the need for a legal system that balances individual rights with societal interests. This discussion added depth to the judicial analysis and contributed to the broader understanding of negligence law. Dissenting opinion by Judge Andrews. Judge Andrews, in his dissenting opinion, argued for a broader interpretation of liability, asserting that the majority's focus on foreseeability was too restrictive. His dissenting views continue to be discussed in legal scholarship, providing an alternative perspective on the case. Palsgraf v. Long Island Railroad Company is a landmark case that has left a lasting imprint on negligence law, particularly in its clarification of the proximate cause and foreseeability principles. It has influenced subsequent legal decisions and discussions about the scope of liability in negligence cases, providing a foundational understanding of causation in tort law.